Hey there, boys and girls of the YouTube world. Today we're going to see if we can't get my old 71 Chevy C10 Shortbox lit up, get her out for the season. I got a battery, a little hot sauce, air tank. Hopefully that's all we need. See, one of the tires is low, so we got the air tank. That seems like it leaks down over the winter. Battery I usually pull out, and then the hot sauce is to go ahead and light her off a little bit quicker instead of pumping the gas pedal and pulling all that fuel all the way up here with the fuel pump. Let's get started. Alright, now that we got Ray Jr. here, my old 71 Chevy Shortbox, we're going to do a quick once over, change the oil, clean out the inside, maybe even wash it? Probably not. But yeah, there's a couple of maintenance items that I'd like to take care of. Just kind of check everything over. So here we go. Alright, ready to do the oil change on Ray here. So we got our LF224 Hastings oil filter. We got a pint of zinc additive so that we don't wear the lobes off of our camshaft. And we got 10 quarts of 5W30 Haviland. We'll dump in 5 and see where we're at. Maybe 6. Heck. They do make a little bit taller filter, an LF226, which is a 2-quart filter. This is a 1-quart filter. So I think that's 8 quarts when you put that filter on, but we don't really need that high capacity for this thing. We're not doing anything too crazy. So we're going to spin the 224 on. Also fits small block Chevys, but I run in a lot of my stuff. And then, like I said, I like running this zinc additive. I use Rizoline? I don't know. I like running it in my old style small block Chevys and basically all my old V8 engines that way. Just a little bit of added insurance. You hear a lot of horror stories about wearing the lobes off the bump sticks, and you don't want that to happen. So like I said, that stuff's like 10 bucks a pint, so cheap insurance. Let's spin this on, put the plug in, fill her up. One more note, always make sure that you check and see that the old filter, the O-ring that's on the filter came off with it. So you can either look up on the engine when you spin this on, or you can check underneath the engine and see on the sealing area if that O-ring is up there. Because when you double them up, it makes a real mess. Ask me how I know. Oh yeah, and we're going to fill this filter up with oil too while we're up here. Alright, battery's tightened down. Got about 7-ish quarts of oil in it, so I'm going to fire it up. Let it run for a little bit, and then we'll check the stick, see where we're at, see if we got to add some more oil in it. We got our oil pressure up, so now we're gonna pull a dipstick out, see where we're at. Don't buy these cheesy chrome. Yeah, Duffy doesn't like cheesy chrome dipsticks either, but don't buy these cheesy chrome dipsticks because the tubes like to slide out of the oil pan and whatnot. They're just all around not good. See where we're at. Also, that oil I drained out, I don't know, this thing maybe had 1,000 miles on it last year, but that oil looked real good. Right at the full line, perfect. Good to go. Gonna jack the back up, that home-built fuel cell that's in there. It's got a little bit of leaks, so might seal that up. And I think I'm gonna drag out the air hose and check the pressure in the tires and the grease gun and hit up some grease circs. Should be ready to hit the road for the summer. All right, so here it is, my 71 Chevy Shortbed pickup. So this thing started out as quite a few different things. So the body's a 71, two-wheel drive, ochre and white, calf bleep yellow, or calf scours yellow for you Midwesterners. It is a Cheyenne package. It's not a Cheyenne Super. It was a long box. I shortened the bed. It's got a wood floor in it. I shortened the bed wood, left that all in there. It's got some rust in the cab corners, stuff like that. All the paint is rattle canned. I got to shorten up the trim yet, put that on there. I moved the fuel cell to the back, or the fuel tank. Put a little filler in there. It's kind of a flush mount stainless filler. I like that. Got it out of the cab here. Still need to do something with the hole. It's got American Racing 200S's on it, or Daisy Mags, some people call them. I think they're 8.5s on the back and 7s on the front. 275/60s on the rear that are about bald. Well, I rotate them. It's a one-wheel peel, but one's about shot. 308 gears in the factory 12-bolt rear end. The chassis started as a 68 Chevy Shortbox. It was an Air Force rig, step side, two-wheel drive, 6-cylinder, 4-speed, just bare bones. And then it's got 72 front and rear end underneath it. So you got your disc brakes, power disc brakes. This pickup it had power steering, but it didn't have power brakes. So I found that stuff and put on there. Converted it to 5-lug with the 72 axles, front and rear. That's out of a big block two-wheel drive 72. Like I said, the cab is a 71 Cheyenne. Sold new in Watertown, South Dakota at Sharp Automotive. She's chewy. You can get some holes in the cab corners. Rockers aren't terrible, but it needs mounts. Typical 67 to 72 stuff. It's got some whammies in the tailgate and whatnot. It's got the add-on sliding rear window. Carpet's shot. Seat needs a cover. Cut holes in the door panel for the old Spark-O-Matic speakers that match the radio. I did put a factory tack setup in it, factory tilt setup in it. It is a factory air pickup. Yeah, so I need to do a few things on it. I'd like to fill that hole. Shorten the trim up. I do have a whole new set of trim for this pickup, but I feel like it's not nice enough for new trim, so that's gonna stay. Should get some new tires on it. Fill that hole, like I said, cab corners, rockers, put some carpet in it, a seat cover. I don't want it super nice, because I drive my stuff, and I wouldn't drive it if it was super nice. Oh yeah, the Speedo, we broke the needle off. It's got a 454 built by Wayne Root at Quality Engines about 30-ish years ago. It sat around for like 20 years. Never was fired up. I got it, fired it up. It's been in here. I probably got, I don't know, maybe 8,000 miles on this pickup in the close to 10 years that I've had it. Smoked the Turbo 400, so now it's got a 700R4 built by Corey Jackson at Automatic Transmission and Gear in Watertown. That thing works great. Corey's a good guy. The engine, just from sitting all those years before I ran it, the seals are dried up, so she leaks some oil and whatnot. So I like to take that out and freshen it up. Doors shut nice. Need to put mirrors. I got a set of used sport mirrors to put on it. I'm guessing it had some big old ugly toe mirrors on it before I got it. My uncle built the chassis. It's all painted up and done up. He was gonna build this pickup and wasn't getting it done. So I bought the rolling chassis with engine and Turbo 400 and whatnot from him, put my wheels on it, bought this pickup, shortened it up, stuck it on there. It's nothing great, but this way I can leave the bugs on it, not worry about it. So there's the big block. He had headers laying around, put them on it. I despise headers, so I've got some factory manifolds to put on it. I've got a factory short water pump pulley set up with power steering and all that to put on it. And I do have a vintage air kit to put on it so that I get the smooth firewall and whatnot. That way, I still need to get brackets for the engine, but yeah, pretty healthy. 454, I would guess, punched out to 468. Power steering, power disc brakes. It's got a quadrajet on it now, a small block quadrajet. I've got a big block quadrajet somewhere around here that needs to go on it. That's all rebuilt by the Chin himself. It had a Holly on it, and that thing was nothing but problems. So I stuck the quadrajet on it, and it works great. So with that big block quadrajet, should work even greater. Looks like Big John's in Wahpeton did the radiator. It's got the big 4-core radiator. Like I said, factory AC pickup, but that's all gonna go away. At some point, like I said, pull this engine out, re-gasketed it up, put the manifolds on it. I don't like the exhaust that was done on it, so that's gonna get all redone. Obviously not this year, because we're halfway through the summer. I'm just getting this thing out. HEI, Edelbrock intake, Cal Custom finned aluminum valve covers that are kind of mismatched. One's got orange, one doesn't, but I like the looks of the finned aluminum covers, but some factory painted ones or some factory chrome ones would look all right too. Gotta tie down that battery yet. Was a factory 350 automatic pickup. This 71, like I said, the chassis was a 6-cylinder pickup. The axles were out of a big block pickup as well. Made our own drive shaft for the Turbo 400. We went to the 700 R4, made another new drive shaft. It's got all new polyurethane suspension bushings in it. Can't hear it now, but they squeak, and it's terribly annoying. Never put those in. Tech tip of the day. So these are 15x7 200S's on the front, and they are a 215/65. It's not quite enough tire under there. I'd like to lower the pickup and then put a little bit more tire underneath it, but the exhaust hangs so frickin' low that I really can't. Once I get that engine freshened up with new seals and the cast iron manifolds and the AC and all that, then I'd like to lower it down, get new exhaust put on it, and then put a little bit bigger tire on the front, fill that wheel well up a little bit better. Being a Cheyenne, it's got the stainless windshield surround, it's got the nicer seat, stainless wing windows, it's got the deluxe gauge package, like I said, AAC, so it's got the vents in the dash over here in the corners as well, carpet, stainless around the pedals, on the brake pedal, gas pedal, and on the park brake pedal. Guaranteed it's not hooked up on this thing. And then it does come with the headliner as well. And this is the saddle brown interior. Put a new dash pad in it. That's about as far as I got on the interior. Gauges all work, factory tack works. Speedometer doesn't work. I told you about that. Fuel gauge is hooked up to the fuel cell with a factory GM unit. It's got oil pressure gauge that works. Pegs are right up. I noticed that when I fired it up. So she's got a high volume, high pressure oil pump in her. Oh, it's got the cargo light too as well. I bought a new bumper to put on the back and brackets because it had the typical Midwest tow bumper on it as well. I do have an H for the Chevrolet, and I do have some new taillights around. I need to get on that. 71, first year of the 5-lug on the 2-wheel drives and disc brakes as well. It's kind of a neat decal they put on these that 1 year. Oh my goodness, that is bald, Duffy. Tire is shot. Got our Tripp County, South Dakota license plates representing Winter, South Dakota. Got a little overspray on the bumper here from when I foo-foo canned it that I've never got to cleaning up. But yeah, I've had this pickup, oh geez, it's probably 10 years now. And I haven't driven it a ton, but I do enjoy it when I drive it. Usually get it out, get a few miles on it every year. Last year I took it on a couple pretty long jogs. And as far as suspension goes, I'd like to see it a little bit lower in the front. It's got stock big block springs in it. I don't know if I'm gonna do some drop spindles, maybe cut a coil. I wanna get the right size wheel and tire on it and new exhaust on it before I lower it, but it sits pretty good. Could be a little bit lower in the front. Back's about right. And then in the back, it's got coil springs, 4-inch or 5-inch drop. I think they're, they call it a 5-inch drop coil spring that I bolted in there. And that sits about right in the back. You can't go a whole lot more without banging into the bump stops. I know I haul some stuff with it. I've hauled some engine blocks. I mean, it's got a fair amount of travel, but if you get too crazy with it, she sits on the bump stops. And then it's not as much fun to drive, is it there, Duff? Well, we got the oil changed, fluids topped off, tires are aired up, ready to go for a rip. So I guess there isn't anything too crazy about this video, more or less just a walk around with this pickup, getting it out, getting it ready, things I like to do to get it ready. Probably doing it the wrong way, but yeah, a couple of pointers in there. Make sure you use zinc additive. You got these old engines. Take the battery out over the winter. I usually throw bounce sheets in the cab. I just use them for 1 year. Keeps the cab smelling fresh. And that way, keeps the mice out of there as well. Apparently they don't like that stuff, but if you leave it in there for a couple of years, they start making nests out of it. You don't want that. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Click like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what I did wrong, what I did right. If you got any questions, let me know. Remember, it doesn't matter how you get it done, as long as you're having fun. Well, you test her out.
Yeah, go for a ride.